What's up, everybody? Jemillio here with another SUPERX product breakdown. As you can tell by the title, we're talking all about the Wolverine collection. Now, I couldn't find a cool Wolverine wallpaper, so I just went with the cool X-Men wallpaper that I use sometimes, but he is there in the background. Now, few things to go over before I get into this collection. First off, there are a bunch of women's items too, so it's a big collection. I usually, in these videos, like to talk about the character a little bit. I'm not really gonna do it in this one just because there's a lot of stuff to go over and it's late right now and I wanna get this video done. So there's a lot of stuff for men, but there's a good amount for women also. So it's a giant collection. And it's just in time for the new video game coming out on PS5. Are you guys excited for that? Let me know in the comments. But one thing that I wanna talk about before we get started is I'm gonna be doing another giveaway. So congratulations to the 2 winners of my last giveaway. That was a part of my Spider-Man collection video. Watch that if you haven't seen it. But I'm gonna be doing the same thing again. So 2 free SUPERX items. I'm gonna talk about the giveaway later at the end of the video, and I'm gonna leave the details in the description below. Something else too to keep in mind, in case you are new here, you don't know who I am or what these videos are about. First off, I do have a discount code for you guys to use at checkout. Jemillio, J-E-M-I-L. It will give you 15% off anything on their site. And the other thing is the point of these videos. Now, if you want to see pictures and stuff about the clothes, they have some great up-close photos and some really cool photos on their website for all their collections. So if you want to see the up-close photos and stuff, go on their website. You can see them. But the point of my videos is to show them show the clothes what they look like just sort of in real life, you know, without the fancy poses and the lighting and all that kind of stuff. Show how it looks, show how it falls on the body, giving you an up-close look and details and descriptions of the clothes, and also giving you my opinions on them. Sometimes I like certain things, sometimes I don't like certain things. So it's giving you guys my opinions also on the clothes, and that way you have as much information as you might need before you decide to pull the trigger on one or more pieces of clothing that you might like. So I know I said a lot, let's dive right into this Wolverine collection. I'm gonna first start talking about the men's items, and then I'll talk about the women's items, and I'm going to timestamp all of the items as well so you can navigate around and make it a little bit easier for you. Now, one thing too I forgot to say earlier is everything that SUPERX comes out with that's based off of a character is officially licensed. That includes this collection. So in case you're wondering, is this some sort of knockoff thing? No, this is an official collaboration with Marvel. So with that said, let's start off with the sleeveless hoodie. As you can tell, it's this bright school bus yellow, which is accurate to the character. There's no blue on here, they just went with black. So it is different than the I think it was the Deadpool and Wolverine hoodie that they came out with. A lot of people were asking for a sleeveless hoodie. Well, you got it now. So you have black as the details on here. Now, the cool thing with this hoodie and all their hoodies is all of the panels you see on here or the different colors and stuff, they're different panels of fabric. So it's not a print. It's not, you know, a silk screen. It is actually different pieces of fabric all stitched together to give it sort of like this armored look. You have the main fabric that is made out of a cotton poly spandex blend, and it has a silky smooth feel to it. It's got a good amount of stretch to it, and it's warm while still being breathable. You have a mesh type of fabric that's at the obliques and kind of along the back there, and you have 2 zipper pockets. So a zipper pocket on the left and a zipper pocket on the right. One of my favorite features, and I think that's very cool on this hoodie, when you come along the back, you have this raised silicone X-Men logo on the back, and at the hood, they kind of mimicked his cowl, the wings or the fins, whatever you want to call them, that are on his cowl. So you can see how they kind of, they converge into a point on the hood. So it's not just like square stripes. I thought it was a really cool attention to detail that I've never seen on any of their other Wolverine hoodies that they've come out with before. Now, I'm wearing a large in this hoodie. I'm 5'10", about 190 pounds, and I'm wearing a large here. Sizing recommendation for this hoodie is gonna be stay true to size. I wear a large in all my other hoodies. I'm wearing a large in this. I don't see a reason why you would size down at all. Now, what are my thoughts on the hoodie? It's not my cup of tea simply because it's very bright yellow. I don't know how you would make a Wolverine themed hoodie without the main color being yellow. I mean, if you wanted to make it look less costume accurate, then you could maybe swap the colors, but then if you do black as the base color and yellow as the detail color, it's not really Wolverine. So this is gonna come down to how big of a fan are you of this character. I'm not a big enough Wolverine fan to walk around in a bright ass yellow hoodie. Do I think it looks bad? No, it's just not for me. So is the quality great? Absolutely. Does it feel great on the body? Absolutely. It's very bright. Very, very bright. So those are my thoughts on this. It's really gonna come down to what your personal style is, and you know, do you want a jacket that's this bright? It's up to you. Now we're gonna move on to the joggers. I'm wearing a large in these as well. Same color, same fabric as the hoodie. Some details on here are, there's a mesh gusset at the crotch. You have the same raised silicone X-Men logo that is on the left thigh there. You have some great stitch patterns on here. It's that same principle of the hoodie where all these different lines that you see, it's not just stitch lines, they are actually different pieces of fabric stitched together to make it super, super high detail. When you come along the back of the joggers, you have a mesh panel that runs underneath the waistband there. And you have two pockets on here. You have a zipper pocket on the right side and an open pocket on the left side. At the very bottom, it comes down to a regular cuff. And my sizing recommendation for these is going to be true to size as well. I wear a large on all my other joggers. I'm wearing a large in these. My thoughts on these are, I mean, they look great, they feel great, they're just that super bright yellow. Again, it's gonna come down to, do you like wearing a super bright yellow set of joggers? It's up to you. But in terms of the quality, they're great. The feel, they're great. They move well with you. Don't get in the way of anything. So those are my thoughts on the joggers. Now there are a lot of shirts in this collection. There are 3 different kinds of shirts. There's the performance shirts. There's the MMA Rash Guard, which is also a compression shirt. And then you have another set of compression shirts that are the seamless shirts, also known as their Supersuits. 3 different kinds of shirts. There's variants of them. So I'm gonna go over all of those for you guys now so you can kind of understand more what that means. Let's start off with the performance shirts. The performance shirts come in 2 variants. Comes in this yellow and blue one. Let's go over this first. So the darker color on here is not black, it's yellow and blue. So if you're a fan of the blue on Wolverine's suit that you see like in the X-Men show and like Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff like that, you'll love this shirt. The color matches the tracksuit. Some details on here are the silicone X-Men logo there, and all of these different patterns you see on this shirt are all stitched on. So it's blue fabric and yellow fabric. It's not silk screen, it's not a print, it's no cheap stuff. Now let's go over sort of what the fabric is and what makes the performance shirt the performance shirt. Performance shirts are made with a nylon and spandex blend. It's very silky smooth, very light, and it's a thinner shirt. It fits you tighter in the arms and the chest, and it's very loose in the body, very flowy, as you can see. Now I'm wearing a large in this shirt, and I wear a large. I'm between a large and an extra large in my shirts. I'm kind of between sizes. I'm glad I'm wearing a large in this because there's a lot of stretch in the arms, you know, or just in the entire shirt. Tons of stretch, so my arms don't feel constricted, but it is an elongated cut. So if I was to get an extra large, to me, it would just, in my opinion, it would drape a little bit too long on me, so I'm glad I have the large. If you're between sizes, you can kind of go either way. So, you know, if you're sometimes, like for me, I'm sometimes a large, sometimes an extra large, I could kind of go either way with this shirt, but I don't think either way you're gonna go wrong. Just keep that in mind. You'll have a little more room in the arms and the chest for the larger size, but it will be longer. Now that's the yellow and the blue shirt. Then we have this other variant, which a lot of people have been asking for. They've been wanting a gold and tan Wolverine variant. Gold and brown, not gold and tan. I don't know why I said tan. This is, obviously based off of the John Byrne Wolverine suit that we see in the comics with him versus Hulk. We even saw it briefly in live action in the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, but I like this shirt a lot. Now, the yellow is more of a mustard. It's a little bit darker. The other one is more of like a yellow. This one's a little bit more of like a gold. You can see me wearing this shirt with the joggers. It's very close. The yellow's very, so if you're worried about it not matching, does it match 100%? No, but it's very, very close. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Some details on here are you got the same kind of panels of stitching that you see on the other shirt, but you have mesh underneath the arm and at the oblique, and then you do have a gold X-Men logo on the upper back there. I like this one more than the other one. Like, this is the yellow and blue one. I don't know if I would really wear that one, but this one I like a lot. The fabric on this and the feel and the fit is exactly the same. So the recommendation for this is exactly the same. So as I mentioned before, so these are the performance shirts. Now let's get into the MMA Rash Guard, also known as one of their compression shirts. Now remember how I said with the other stuff, nothing was printed on, it was all stitched on? Well, this is the opposite. All of this is printed on. None of this stuff is stitched on. This is a sublimation print shirt. Why? Well, because it is primarily made to be used as a rash guard. So the material is totally different from the other one. It's still a nylon spandex blend, but it's thicker. It has a sheen to it. It's a lot slicker. You can see here it is a gold and sort of blue colorway. And the main reason why you don't want all that stitching and you want something that's thicker is because of the fact that if you are doing a grappling sport like jiu-jitsu, if you are rubbing up against a mat, rubbing bodies up against somebody, that shirt is gonna get absolutely demolished. It'll get ruined. This will hold up much more to that kind of abuse. Now, can you wear this to generally weightlift and stuff? Sure, you can if you want. It's not gonna hurt you. But this is primarily made for a sport-specific, use. In regards to the fit, it is a tight compression shirt, so it fits very close to the body. Another feature you have on here that the other one doesn't have is you have a reinforced bottom waistband with a silicone strip, so that way it stays close to your shirt when you're grappling, etc. My size recommendation for this is going to be size up. Remember how I said I'm between a large and an extra large? I'm wearing an extra large in this shirt. So a large I can barely get in, and if I'm sweating, I'm almost like it's hard to get out of it. So I would say if you're between sizes, definitely go up to that next size. But that is the compression, AKA MMA Rash Guard version of this shirt. The last version is going to be these Supersuits. These Supersuits are SUPERX's version of a seamless compression shirt, similar to Young LA has some, Gymshark has some. Now I have a whole video that goes deep detail. It goes into deep detail about how the shirts are made, the fabric technology. There's some really cool science that goes into the making of these shirts. Watch that video. I'll put a link up here and in the description below. I'm proud of that video. I think I do a pretty good job of explaining everything pretty well. Now, in terms of what I think of these shirts, there's 3 variants. They're all the same kind of design, so I'm not going to go into all the variables of the different versions, but you got the short sleeve version, the tank top, and then the long sleeve hoodie. I love the design on this shirt. I love how you have the black detailing on here. Now the difference of these shirts versus all the other shirts is the detail is knitted into the fabric. You flip the shirt inside out, you can see how it's 2 colors blended together. So you don't have that same kind of performance shirt multi-layered fabric thing because all of the details in here are stitched in. That's what gives it that knitted seamless, what makes it a seamless shirt, because there are very few seams on here, just pretty much at the arms. Everything else, there's no seam, there's no side seam like you have on a regular shirt. Now, some of the details I like on here, I like how you have the silicone X-Men logo on the chest there. The tank top has like a reinforced band around the opening of the sleeve, and the Long sleeve hoodie has a really great solid filling zipper. That zipper is very, very sturdy. It feels great, doesn't feel cheap at all. It's a YKK zipper. Now, sizing recommendation. Well, first let me say this. In terms of the tightness of it, it fits you tighter on the arms and the chest, but not as tight on the body as some other compression seamless shirts from some other companies. The MMA Rash Guard is much tighter. Like, that's a true tight compression shirt. This is a lot more forgiving in the midsection. Now, what are my sizing recommendations? I'm wearing an extra large in the long sleeve, short sleeve, and the tank. I'm wearing an extra large in all of those. I'm between sizes, like I said before. I'm between a large and an extra large. I'm glad I have the extra large. I typically get an extra large in most of my seamless shirts from SUPERX, but I do have some in large, and I'm okay with it. I'm glad I have it in large because it really does give you that true compression fit. What size should you get? It's really gonna depend on how you like your shirts to fit. If you are between sizes, like me, I'm between a large and extra large. If you're between sizes and you go down to that lower size, you're not gonna look bad, but it is gonna hug your physique more and kind of hug the body more. If you want a little more wiggle room, go up to that next size. If you're always the same size, like you're always a medium through and through, no matter what shirt you get, you're always a medium, then I would say get the medium. Like, you'll be fine. It's a compression shirt. If you want that little bit of extra room, you can size up one. You can do that. So I don't think it's, some people will say always size up. No. The MMA Rash Guard, yes, for sure, because that's very tight. But this has a lot of stretch, a ton of stretch, and it's forgiving in certain areas. So I would say it just depends on how you like your shirt to fit. You want a true compression, you got a great shoulder to waist ratio, you want to show it off, stick with your regular size or stick with that lower size. You want a little bit more wiggle room, you don't like your shirts fitting that tight, go up to that next size. Either way, you can't go wrong. It's all up to personal preference. And last but not least, for the guys, we have the layered shorts. These are the same kind of layered shorts you've seen with the Boba Fett drop and the Mandalorian and Superman, and list goes on and on and on, Invincible. Same type of shorts where you have a very light, thin outer layer, and you have a compression layer underneath. Now you have 3 zippers on here. You have an open pocket on the left, zipper pocket on the right, and then underneath the inner layer, you have a pocket on the inner layer, and then on the other side, you have this very cool claw graphic. The waistband feels great. I'm wearing a large in these. I wear a large in all of my other shorts. So I say whatever size you normally get, just stick with that. My thoughts on these are, they're very bright. Not so much my cup of tea, like I said before, with some of the coloring, but it's Wolverine. So you don't mind the color, go for it. In terms of comfort, they feel great. No complaints about these at all. Waistband feels great, compression layer feels great. I like how you have a mesh panel underneath the waistband there for some extra maneuverability and breathability. I frequently wear the Venom shorts and the Mandalorian shorts. They're in like my weekly rotation. I love these shorts, they feel great. All right, ladies, now it's your turn. There are 6 items for women. That's a lot. It's a lot for the ladies. Let's start off with this crop long sleeve hoodie. Now, Alicia in the video is 5'1", she's 125 pounds, and she's wearing a small, and I believe everything here, she's wearing a small. Now, again, we'll start with the hoodie. I really like this hoodie. Now this is a blue. It's blue and yellow. I think if the men's was like this, I probably would like it a little bit better for me, just me personally, but I love the blue. This is not X23. I know some people are gonna say, is it X23? No, it's modeled after Wolverine, but it kind of reminds me of X23. You have, again, all of these lines you have across the shoulder and everything. The thing that impresses me so much about the hoodie is they're different panels stitched together. Nothing on here is silk screened. You may see people that will say like, oh, I can get this on Temu. No, you can't. These are designed original from the ground up. It's officially licensed. You are not gonna find anyone else who's making a hoodie like this. I promise you, you're not. Even around the torso, just the stitching detail on the stomach area, fantastic. Now the downside of this hoodie is there are no pockets. So just letting you know out there right now, there's no pockets on this, but you got a silicone X-Men logo in there on the chest. You have optional thumb holes on the sleeves as well. Great looking hoodie, great feeling hoodie. The fabric is exactly the same as the men's items. Sizing recommendation for this is going to be true to size. Alicia's wearing a small in this. Like I said, she typically wears a small in her jackets. No reason to go up or go down, so whatever size you normally get, I would say stick with that. Now for the joggers, you have the same colorway, meaning you have the yellow and the blue, not black, but blue. You have two zipper pockets on here, one on the left and one on the right, and you have this silicone X-Men logo on the left leg. I love the stitching pattern on these. It's the same thing with the men's, where again, nothing on here is printed or silk screen. It is all different fabric panels stitched together to kind of give you that armored look. Sizing recommendation for these is going to be true to size. Alicia's wearing a small. She normally wears a small on her other joggers, and so there's no reason to size up or size down. Get whatever size you normally get in joggers. Next item up is the cropped performance long sleeve. Again, Alicia's wearing a small in this. This is the same yellow and blue as the men's performance shirt. So again, not yellow and black, but yellow and blue. The stitching is black though. But the cool thing again about this shirt is the blue is all stitched on. None of this is silk screen, none of this is printed. It is literally two different colored fabrics stitched together, which I think is very cool because I don't see anybody else making performance shirts like this. Super, super high level of detail that I just have not seen anywhere else. You got a X-Men logo, silicone logo on the chest there, and a SUPERX logo on the upper back there. Now, sizing recommendation for this is going to be true to size. Alicia normally wears a small. She's between a small and a medium. She kind of goes between. She's okay in the small here. If you want that extra little bit of room in the body, you can go up a size, ladies. Just keep in mind the arms are going to be longer. So just keep that in mind, but either go true to size or go up that one if you want a little bit more room. The fabric is a nylon spandex blend, the same fabric blend as the men's performance shirt, so no difference there. Now we have the women's sports bra. This is a silky smooth polyester nylon fabric with a lot of spandex in it. It's got a good amount of stretch to it. Alicia's wearing a small in this as well. Now some features about this bra are there are removable pads, so you can take the pads out. Makes it easier to clean. You have an X-Men logo on the back of the strap there. And sizing recommendation for this is going to be, again, true to size. Now she's between a small and a medium depending on the brand. She could get into a small on this, but she says she generally, on this one, she would probably like a medium. So what I've gotten from kind of how some of their last bras have fit, they're a little bit on the smaller side. So I would say, based on what she's kind of told me and what her recommendation is if you're between sizes, go up to the next size. So like for her, she's between a small and a medium. She's like, I would rather had a medium. If you are always the same size in everything, you can stick with that, you should be fine. These do not fit as tight as the Spider-Man bra that came out. So this is a little bit looser than that one. That one was like, you probably would have to go up 2 sizes. This one isn't that bad. But just keep that in mind. If you're between sizes, you may want to size up to that next one. So if you're between a medium and a large, you may want to get that large. If you're always a medium in pretty much every sports bra you get, then you could probably get away with doing the same thing here. But that's her recommendation for the Wolverine sports bra. For the Wolverine biker shorts, she's wearing a medium in these. These are a nylon spandex blend, very stretchy, very silky smooth. You have the same claw pattern that's on the bra. You got 2 pockets on here, one on the left, one on the right, and you have a silicone X-Men logo on the back. Now, she is between sizes. She's between a small and a medium in her biker shorts. She's worn a number of different SUPERX shorts that are size small, and they're always a little too tight on her. So her recommendation for sizing is if you are between sizes, go up to the next one. If you're between a small and a medium, get the medium. Between a medium and large, get the large. The only way I would say stick with the lower size is if you are always that same lower size, no matter what kind of brand you get. But that's the recommendation for these shorts. They're high-waisted, so if you got a gut going on, it'll suck you in. But they feel very, very nice. Feel very nice, move with you. Got a great amount of stretch to them. And last but not least, you have some leggings. They've never made leggings before. This is their first time making leggings. It's the same fabric as the biker shorts. This nylon spandex blend. Same print, same color. The same pockets, one on the left, one on the right. Same silicone logo on the back. They're just longer because they're leggings. Now, Alicia's wearing a small in these and they're too tight on her. Like they're too tight for her liking. She could get in them, but they're not that comfortable on her because of the size. She would have liked a medium. A medium would have been perfect. So with that said, I mean, there's a lot of stretch on here. But again, the recommendation for sizing is gonna be the same, which is if you're between sizes, because she's between sizes. Sometimes in leggings, she's a small, sometimes she's a medium, kind of depends on the brand. For these, she definitely would like a medium. If you're between sizes, go to the next size up. If you're always the same size, no matter what, then you can stick with that lower size and you should be fine. But those are the Wolverine leggings, the debut of SUPERX's first, but not last, leggings that they've made for women. And that is the breakdown for the Wolverine collection, just in time for that new game coming out on PS5. Are you guys excited for that? Let me know. 3 things before I go. First off, like I mentioned, discount code at the beginning of the video. You can use my code Jemil, Jemil, for 15% off anything on their site, and it helps support me directly to keep making these videos for you guys. The first thing. Second thing is the giveaway. All the details are in the description below. Or if you use my code between the dates mentioned for anything on their site, you can enter to win a free piece of SUPERX gear for men or for women. Again, all the details are in the description below. That's the second point. Third point is you want your chance to get your hands on a piece of SUPERX gear that has already been sold out. Check out their official resale site, Rebirth. I'm gonna put a link in the description for that as well. Now, I was to leave you guys with a question before I go. The question is, what is your favorite Wolverine suit? He's had so many. Is it his suit from Marvel vs. Capcom? Is it maybe one that he had? Is it the one from one of the movies? Let me know. What version of his suit is your favorite one? I wanna hear what you have to say. Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.